What's up YouTube, 6X player here doing a deck profile for my Dark Irregulars Amon deck. The starter is Greedy Hand. He lets you search for any grade 2 or less and put it in the soul. And then he goes in the soul by counterblasting 1. So he's a good starter, he's 5,000, so I run him. I run 4 Amon. 4 because I always want him in the Vanguard. So he gets 1,000 for every Dark Rig in the soul. The whole point of the deck is to soul charge, so you beef him up. His other effect is counterblast 1. Choose one of your Dark Regular rear guards. Put it in the soul. Your opponent chooses one of his rear guards and retires it. It's a really good effect because when your opponent doesn't have a good field, or when he has less rear guards, it really screws them over. As a backup, I only run 1 because Darker of the Abyss, because I want him on to be my Vanguard all the time. I run him because he does let me soul charge. Limit break 4, counterblast 2, soul charge 2, and then he gets 1,000 for every Dark Rig in the soul. And he's really good in the Vanguard, and on the rear guard he's 11,000 base, so that's why I run him. I made the deck so that my rear guard columns are also strong. So I run 3 support Evil Eye Basilisk. When he attacks a Vanguard, he gets plus 2,000. So there are a lot of 11k Vanguards nowadays, so I run 3 of him. On to the grade 2s. I run only 2 Succubus. I was running 4, but I need room for other cards. So Succubus effect is whenever placed on Vanguard rear guard, I can soul charge 1. And then I'll run 2 Dark Soul Conductors. When he's placed on the Guardian Circle and then put in the drop zone, I can soul charge 2. So that's why I run 2 of each, because he's a good defensive card, and she's a better card. On the field, your opponent will attack him, so you really don't have a chance to intercept. So try to keep him in your hand, and she's a good overall card. Next, I run 2 Rippers. What he does is Vanguard rear guard when he's placed on the circle. I can counterblast 2, choose one of my opponent's rear guards, grade 2 or less, and retire it. It really helps me get rid of those annoying rear guards my opponent has, and if my opponent does plus, it evens the field out. So I run 2 of him. Next, I run 3 Emblem Masters. When this attack hits a Vanguard, I can counterblast 1 to soul charge 3. So my opponent does guard him. He does put pressure on my opponent, so he doesn't give me plus 3 soul, and that's amazing. So lastly, I run 2 Amon, the grade 2 version. During my turn, if I have 6 or more soul, he gets plus 3,000. So he's an 11,000 attacker, and that's really good because there are a lot of 11k Vanguards nowadays. That's the grade 2 lineup. I run 2 Succubus, grade 1. Same thing, lets me soul charge 1. Next off, I run 4 of the grade 1 Amon because he's so good. If I have 6 or more soul, he gets plus 3,000. He's a 9,000 booster and attacker. So this is a better, not better, but almost a Slagle Dagger by no counterblast. So I run him 4 of him. Next off, I run 4 Demon Bikes. If I have a bike in the soul, it gets plus 2,000. So you really don't need 8k attackers because bikes become 8k attackers. And your starter gets you a bike in the soul, so it's not really hard to do. And if you have more bikes, it becomes a 10k attacker. If you have another bike, it becomes a 12k attacker and a booster. So 4 of that. And lastly, 4 Perfect Shields because Perfect Shields are good. Trigger lineup, pretty simple. 4 crits. 8 crits. This crit is put on the soul. One of your rear guards gets plus 3,000. 4 draw triggers. Probably the best draw trigger ever. For Dark Regulars anyways. You can put this in the soul, and then you may soul charge 1. So it gives you more soul, so it's pretty good. And lastly, 4 heal triggers. The whole point of the deck is to get Amon stronger by soul charging. The maximum soul you need is 10. You don't need more than 10 because you're just hurting your deck out by soul charging extra cards. And you're getting rid of triggers from the deck, so the maximum soul you need is 10. The minimum soul you need is 6, so your grade 1 Amon and the grade 2 Amon can get stronger. And I'm just making a random call. So 10 soul plus 3. So this is a 20 column, 11 attacker, 9k booster. 20 column, 12k attacker, and depending on how many bikes you have, you can boost them to 24 or 22. Yeah. So that's how the deck works. And 10 souls is swinging for 20. So that's how the deck really works. And I made it so it's really flexible. Like, this would be at 21 column, which is really good. This would be at 20. And I guess him. And if you have another bike, you can just go 21. So the deck is pretty strong against my rearguard columns are pretty strong, and my vanguard always attacks for a lot, so that's why I run 8 crits. And this is the formation I usually have. I mean, during the end of the game, I just put a booster behind Amon to make him even stronger, but only at the end of the game. You really don't need a booster in the beginning. And I've done this over and over, and that's why this deck has won me so many games. Later on, Amon is getting a cross ride, and it's a okay cross ride, but they're also getting a really good break ride. And Amon, as a card, is getting a lot of support. New grade 1s, new grade 2s, and set 12. So set 12, Dark Regulars will become really good. So I think you should pick this deck up now when it's cheap, and you really don't need the new perfect cards that are coming out. So you can pick these up. You can pick up the rabbits, and the deck is pretty cheap, guys. Leave a like if you can't wait for set 12 and the House of Amon support. Thanks for watching. See you later.